Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make this video because I just found new information and I thought it was cool. It was. Alright, so years ago, if you watch my videos, the beginning, the middle, and the end, I talk about my Kundalini awakening and in my experience in New Mexico on the mountain where I walked towards my death under a full moon in Leo in the 9th house. And that's, by the way, Leo's a fire sign, and the 9th house is Sag, the fire sign. I'm in a car with a girl who's a Sag, possessed by Satan. It's the truth. And I'm sitting next to a close to psychopath who's an Aries sun, a Sag moon, and an Aries rising. So fire sign, backseat, fire sign. The moon above our heads is in a fire sign, Aries Sag, or Leo Sag. And anyway, so after looking it up, more information on where I was at, ironically, I was in Santa Rosa, New Mexico, when I met the guy underneath the street light. I was at Santa Rosa when I'm talking to a guy at a gas station and a snowstorm's hitting out of fucking nowhere, and we have just enough money but not enough money, and I pull up to a gas pump that just so happened to not fucking work because it was out of gas. And then I'm talking to this guy, and this guy goes, "You should go panhandle at the fucking TA down the street." And right when he said that, the lights on the TA came on, and it shined down from above onto him. And I was like, whoa, like I'm talking to you in the light. He said, "You should go to the TA down the street." The bugs just picked up. I don't know if you can hear that right. And so I take his advice and I go to my car and I say, guys, get in the car. We don't have much time. It's happening. And I'm telling them that a manifestation is about to happen. And I never rush. I'm the earth sign. Here I am rushing a bunch of fire signs. And so, we all get in the car and they don't believe in any of this shit. But I go to the TA and I park the car and I get out and I'm sitting there at this truck stop and the snowstorm's hitting, this snow's kicking in. And I'm sitting there and this truck pulls in, and it pulls in not at the gas pumps or at the parking where you would park, but this weird ass angle adjacent to me. And I'm waiting because I know he's going to look at me. And he's sitting there in his white pickup truck looking ahead. And he looks over and rolls down the window and he goes, "Come here." And I walk up and, I need to panhandle. That's what I thought. But I just know that this is the guy. And so I'm talking to him and he's panhandling too. So I'm not going to get any money from him. But he says he needs help finding Las Vegas, New Mexico. And I said, well, okay, I'll just help this guy. Maybe I'm just meant to help this guy. And so I usher him to my car, and he pulls up next to my car. And I Google up where Las Vegas, New Mexico is. The instant I do, my phone stops working for like the rest of the night almost. It just stops working. And, but I got him what he wanted to know. And so he hands me a bag of fucking meth, some pot, and pills that help with heroin. And I literally looked in the back of my seat of my car, because when you're sitting there with said heroin addict puking everywhere, really possessed by Satan. But at that moment, my clairaudience didn't kick in yet. But I didn't believe in Satan. Okay, like, this is simple. Like, I'm sitting here dealing with Satan, and I didn't even believe in it. So it's just, So anyway, point is, I'm dealing with the worst energy you can imagine. And I screamed in the backseat that I'll get you your fucking drugs, watch. And I manifest within like hours in a state I don't live in. If during a snowstorm, a guy who hands us free meth, free pot, and free pills. It's not the pills that help with heroin per se, but it's better than nothing. It wasn't Suboxone or anything, but it was something. And anyway, so the point is, we do our drugs and shit goes crazy. My clairaudience goes out the roof. My clairvoyance goes out the roof. I'm hearing sounds from other dimensions. I'm hearing, and shit. And I didn't get into it all. But the point is, the information that I didn't tell in those stories is, and if you actually happen to fact check me and go watch those videos, I say it was on 1/27/2021. It wasn't. It was the morning of 1/28. It was a Leo moon. I didn't know it. And I'm wearing an outfit given to me by a sun and moon person in Leo, a sun in Leo and a moon in Leo, and I'm wearing this tie-dye outfit in that out, So I'm wearing an outfit given to me by a Leo, hanging out with an Aries, with a Sag in the back seat, under a Leo full moon in the Sag ninth house. And what I didn't know was that there is a town. I just Google mapped it. 555 on the phone. I just Google mapped it. And I'm like, whoa. Like, I'm literally looking at, okay, so there's Santa Rosa where I was at. And then I went to the TA, and then I Googled Las Vegas. And then I looked up, and I said, well, where was that? After this whole story where I'm on this mountain, and I talk to the gods and all this other stuff that I'm about to get into, I'm about to mention. After all that happened, and I had my experience on the mountainside in the snowstorms, where I saw beacons of fire. I saw beacons of fire, like fixed flame. Like they were just like, it was like a torch, like a torch lighter. It was like that, but huge. And it wouldn't waver at all. And I saw multiple of them. And they were in different locations, like on certain mountaintops and sides and in the woods. These obviously they're fucking, stupidly obviously they're fucking beacons of fire. And even Alex, later in the story after I left, and we met back up at a Love's truck stop. Long story. I got dropped off by the cops, and I'm at a Love's truck stop, and he pulls up, and we get in. Love, heart, Anyway, so he could see the fire beacons too, and I always remember that. Like, I'm the one having this experience, but he could see them too. He even pointed them out. And here we are on Native American territory. That's what this whole story is about. Well, I'm Google mapping just now that area, and I look, the mountain range that I'm in is called Angel Fire. And I was like, whoa, why is it called Angel Fire? So I Googled it, and there was a guy, a Native American, I'm going to say his name wrong because I can't find how to pronunciate it right. It's Moache, Utes. Utes. So Moache Utes. You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, so we're going to say Moache Utes. And he described that there was fire on the mountain. And I'm reading this news article, and obviously a news article isn't going to express it right. So they're like, well, you might have saw an actual fire. But no, he said, I saw an orange flame lit the sky. Like an orange flame lit the sky. Or something. Like an orange flame that licks the sky. He described it in a weird way, and other Native Americans called it the breath of spirit. Called it the breath of spirit, that land. And so there's already accounts of other people, this Native American, who would see these beacons of fire. And then Christianity kicked in during the settlement time, and so they called it angel fire. It kind of like added to it the angel part, which for me, I spoke to angels in a sense, so it all adds up anyway. But the point, and I was on Sangre de Cristo, which means blood of Christ, and apparently the way it got that name was because a preacher or a priest was out there and he got killed by a bunch of the Native Americans that were living on that on their land, because it was, even during that time, it was still their land. It was whatever that's called, not what I mean, like a camp, their camp, you know what I mean. And so it got that name. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting that, like, I'm hanging out with an Aries with the Sag in the backseat, a moon in Leo with the ninth house, wearing an outfit given to me by a sun in Leo, moon in Leo, and the place is called Angel Fire. And my Saturn's in Aries in the ninth house, and I always said to everybody after that event, I made it to Saturn's gate. And I know other people don't know what that means, but I knew what it meant, and I made it to Saturn's Gate. And so, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to add on to that, because it's just so cool. Like, you know, like, I really think that's really cool. Like, I survived a situation where a guy threatened to stab me to death, and all this on a mountain. Story involves like a wolf and a dog and a hound dog from hell, pretty much. And snowstorms and mist. There was a mist above the snow through the fields, and then on the mountains there's beacons of fire. It's like, what the fuck's going on here? And then, lo and behold, that I don't have to think I'm that crazy for seeing it, because it's literally named Angel Fire because of a Native American who said he saw it. And that other Native Americans called it the breath of spirit or something. So I'm going to end this. You know, it could be about ley line. If you want to look up ley lines and stuff like that, that's all happening there too. But, you know, whatever. But yeah, I thought that was cool. I love you.